Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, warshippers of all ages, welcome to the finals of the Verizon Warriors series between JEDI and IFHE. Here we are spawning in green on the north side of North. JEDI fielding a Shokaku, a Vanguard? What? A Baltimore, double Cleveland, Akizuki, and our first Loyang of the day.
Yeah, very nice. And meanwhile, IFHE is bringing a Shokaku, a North Carolina, double Amalfi, a Chapayev, and double Kiev. So I'm excited to see the double Kiev again. And as you were noting earlier, the Bayard has been banned, so we will not see that during this best of 5 rotation. Cream Pie and Grim saying, well, fine, we'll replace one really annoying pushing flanking cruiser with another really annoying flanking cruiser.
Indeed. But I think we talked about it at the end of the last series. JEDI was absolutely watching and paying attention and was like, we think we don't want to deal with this, so let's just not. And here we are,
right.
starting off this best of 5 finals. We're going to bring you at least 3 games of action. Both teams here jockeying for early position. We're seeing IFHE kind of do very similar to what they did last game with the Kievs and the Chapayev running along the bottom end of C. The Amalfis, the North Carolina, and to some extent the Shokaku swinging over towards the 2-3 line, looking for things in that direction.
Now there's a slight change in how the Kievs are playing, however. If you look at it, Seal is staying close to 8-point Bucks Chapayev, so you can smoke him. But Narco Meta is going straight into C right now.
Yep.
Basically saying, you guys can't get here fast enough, so I'm just going to try it.
Yeah, they don't have to deal with the Latarib this game, so there's no reason for them not to dive this cap and at least try to pick it up early and force either the carrier to waste planes and time trying to come for the reset, or more likely just get it for free, which looks like what's going to happen.
Well, you saw the carrier go and drop on Grim to get the early reset. That's crucial in a competitive environment, especially clan battles. If you can get that early reset, you get that early tick of points over their tick of points for the free cap. What does that mean? Pressure is on your opponent.
Now, one thing I think that we're probably going to see a little bit of an adaptation from JEDI here as well in terms of how they play it is, one of the things that we've seen the IFHE carrier do consistently is he flexes his planes on both flanks, right? He's constantly, he's on one side or the other. He don't say never. You don't commonly see him over focus one side of the map or the other. And I think in order for JEDI to kind of to win this game, they're going to have to come at it with a similar approach, right? For example, right now you see him, we see the Aetius going in for a torpedo strike on the Kiev. Does get one in the bow. That's a big hit.
Yeah.
But as this expected Amalfi push up the 2-3 line develops, he's going to have to try and be over there, I would think.
Yeah. Narco forced to smoke up and try to run away. He's right in front of a Cleveland.
It's right in front of a Cleveland.
But
surely that's not going to work.
It doesn't feel like the Cleveland is radaring, so I have a feeling they might have radared earlier to see Narco in the C-cap. Oh yeah, I saw that.
It is possible. Cleveland definitely taking some torpedoes there as he moves up to a mildly protected position. I'm trying to think. I wonder if Sock's guns are looking this way because the Kiev's guns certainly are. He's got his hydro up, so Tarkin's going to dodge these torpedoes. As they push Rubber Band Man's Loyang onto sea, there comes the Chapayev radar.
Yep.
So he's going to take some more damage while he dives for cover here, while he gets spammed by the Chapayev and the Kiev. And the Shokaku AP bombs are coming back for Tarkin, but I suspect they will eventually also bring the rockets back for the Loyang, which is not exactly known for its anti-aircraft fire.
Right. Or the torpedoes. We've seen the torpedoes be used quite effectively, and I love this Narco just using his guns right now on Tarkin, just basically saying, yeah, I know you want to hunt me, but you're not going to get me.
Tarkin is being very aggressive. He's moving up to take over the Kiev smoke that is literally dissipating while he steps into it.
There's the radar.
It's dissipating just as soon as he moves in. There's the radar coming up. He probably might have had a good AP salvo on the Chapayev, and he does get a decent hit there, but he's going out. He's absolutely going to go out here. It's a 3-on-1.
AP coming back at him. That's it. Done.
Vanguard AP going down range on the Chapayev as well. Not much out of it, unfortunately. First blood going to IFHE.
It's a Vanguard, so
Yeah, are you Zath? Are you bad mouthing Vanguard, Zath?
I'm confused about about Vanguard. I'm not necessarily
okay.
bad
All
mouthing
right.
it, but
Okay. All right. So let me explain. Let me explain, since there seems to be
Please.
some confusion.
please.
Vanguard is not like most other British battleships. For example, you look at a
Mhm.
Monarch at tier 8. What do you see? A giant steaming pile of not very good ship, right? Monarch is not amazing. However,
Mm.
some of that is because of the way the fuse timers work on British armor-piercing shells. However,
Right.
Vanguard is very much related to Warspite and Hood in that her AP shells work the way you would want them to. Her AP is outstandingly good at slapping cruisers around the board. It is highly accurate at quite out to long range. She is a very, very good ship for kind of mid to long range pot shots. She is not a great pusher. She melts quickly under concentrated fire. But if you're not going to use her in that fashion, she's perfectly acceptable.
Fair enough. So you agree with the decision to take the Vanguard?
I'm not saying I agree with it. It depends on how you deploy the ship. So far, what they've done with the ship, it works.
Mm-hmm.
But she is
All right.
not a pushing battleship. That is not a ship. Like last game, you look at what they did with North Carolina. Mr. Sock driving, last game driving right up the 2-3 line or the 4 line or whatever through the gap in the islands. You could not do that with a Vanguard unless you were going to get, unless you were reliably not going to get shot at by people.
Right.
But as soon as 3 ships start shooting at a Vanguard, she's going to melt very quickly.
Well,
Now,
especially because she's surrounded with 32mm armor.
Indeed. He just took a really good shot at Grim. He's got a beautiful broadside. He doesn't get anything out of it, though. Grim turned and dodged out of most of that salvo as the Amalfi push over on the 2 line and the 4 line is definitely developing here.
Fair enough. We just watched the Chapayev take a torpedo up the butt.
Ouch.
Yeah, that's unfortunate for him. That was an airdropped torp, it looked like. Yeah, this Amalfi push here just isn't really assembling the way that I'm sure they were expecting
well,
it to.
it is now. D-Quags is forced broadside to the Amalfi. Here comes the AP.
Yeah, Grim. Down.
Grim goes out there. The Vanguard and the Shokaku tag team him. Both teams on a kill now.
Mm-hmm.
But all the distraction, as we've noted before, allows the Kiev, that's SEAL, to get back in and cap C. 8 minutes gone. Both teams on a kill. It says JEDI on a small lead here. Very small lead. 40 points and shrinking. Oh! They got the other Amalfi, Zath. They got the other Amalfi. Oh, that's huge.
That is huge. And I'm questioning the need to push so hard at A right here because even with what's going on at CCAP, it wasn't a catastrophic issue or anything like that. Like I felt like they had a pretty strong showing here, and they just kind of essentially threw away 2 ships. So
JEDI doing a really good job of bending at sea, but not completely breaking. They're holding this flank together. Their Furious Baltimore seems to be the latest focus target. As here comes a rocket strike.
Yep. But I mean, so what's IFHE gonna have to do? They're gonna have to find a way to either flex back to B or push through, right?
No, right now they don't have to do anything. They win in 4 minutes. They have a cap advantage.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
So it's really the shoe is really on JEDI, the JEDI's foot to do something. And you see it developing on the 4 line. Look at Inflamed Akizuki.
And that's why I was talking about sending something back, because you know that something is going to be coming to be now that they've won that flank.
Yeah, I think they should rotate Seal back at a minimum. Let's see if they do.
Right.
He looks like he might be going that way.
Right.
Now,
I might even move the Chapayev there too, because that radar will be extremely helpful.
I kind of don't like this Vanguard push. I like what they're doing with the Yang in Baltimore. They're pulling them back. They know they've got to keep them on the board. That's points they can't afford to give up. But the Vanguard push could go south very quickly because there's 4 enemy ships over there that have the potential to shoot at Frosty Beverages.
Right.
At the moment, he can only see Sock in the smoke. It looks like Frosty's going to push down this gap on the 6 line. But Narcomoeba's Kiev is headed back that way. That could end badly for Frosty.
Yeah, that's actually a smart play by Narco, although we were just talking about Seal. I'd rather see Seal making this move. He's full health.
Frosty turning now, sensing the torps possibly. Inflames Akizuki about to step onto B, harassed by Pika's rocket planes over here. So now if you're
maneuvering.
Yeah, dodged them all, didn't he? Yeah, well done. Well done. But it does force him basically into a confrontation with the North Carolina that he may not want, but he doesn't matter. He's got it now.
That's right.
The best option he has is probably to get up there and try and just ram the North Carolina and take him off the board. He might, or if he could kill the Chapayev on the way, that would be even better.
Of course. Well, let's
North
see.
Carolina gets a good salvo win, but not catastrophic.
I believe Seal does not pen with this HE. There's only 130 millimeter. So we're going to look to see him change to AP as the Vanguard starts to give him more of a side. Chapayev has already luck chucked one rack of torps.
Frosty's looking for this shot on the Chapayev.
Oh yeah,
Buck's
sure
gonna get Buck's giving it to him. He doesn't need much to full pen. Here come the shells. This could be it. It's not enough. He has to overpen them. He's bringing the stern turrets around. They're going to lose Frosty. Can he get the guns off before he does? He cannot. Doesn't get the stern turrets off. And though they've picked up B and now have a cap lead, IFHE remains in the lead because they've caught up on ship kills.
Right. What a battle.
Indeed, without their battleship, Jedi a little on the back foot, trying to figure out how to cling through and stay on to win. They do win in 90 seconds, unless something else dies, which of course is what Pikachu is trying for here with this torpedo drop on Rubber Band's Lo Yang.
Right. Right, and look at Narco. Narco is getting ready to come around and try to pounce on this Lo Yang.
They know they can assassinate this Lo Yang given the opportunity.
But he stopped?
He's trying. I'm not sure.
He's sensing that maybe he's on Hydro.
Could be. Can they see Narco? They can. They know both Kievs are there.
Yeah, planes just dropped Narco torp bombers, so they know that they're there.
Yeah.
Baltimore's quite low. Look at Furia. 5,000.
Oh, they finally get the Baltimore, and just like that, IFHE's within seconds of a win. Jedi plays a brilliant game, but they need a kill to convert at this point. And I don't think they're going to get it. Unless it's from the Chapayev, maybe? They got 10 seconds to kill the Chapayev. It's not going to happen.
No.
It's not enough time.
It's going to be hard.
They'd have to already have the carrier planes on top of him for this to work. IFHE's going to hang on to win, Zath, but Jedi gave him a really, really good fight.
They absolutely did, and they also gave them a battleship. Like you were talking about earlier, when it's funny. It's like we had that conversation about the Vanguard, the strengths and weaknesses, and it's almost like they were listening because they're like, "Hold my beer," and then they just went for it.
Like I like playing my Vanguard, but as soon as the ship gets focused by 2 or 3 players, she just melts. It's just who she is. Okay, so the other thing is that I saw, I watched Frosty a few times taking good shots at people. He just never seemed to get quite the dispersion or the big hits that he's looking for, right? The 15-inch guns on the Vanguard, like I was talking about, have the better fuse timers on the British AP shells, so they perform better and more reliably than the shells off of the British the regular tech tree line. But they are still finicky because you're still only firing 8 guns and it's still a battleship. So
and you still need to find a way to do that pen.
Exactly right. Well, IFHE with the win. They're up 1-0 on Jedi. Game 2 on Warriors Path will be along shortly. Let's kick it back to the studio to Bogsy and Cal.
Let's do it.